Come on. Come on. Anyways, I asked about the award part, so I want to ask about that.
Oh, yeah.
Because you already said it doesn't necessarily mean you need to be awarded for something, shine.
But Stephen answered me that every artist wants to be awarded for something. So that explains why I was in my feelings when I got left out. Everyone else in the industry got nominated, and then he fought it.
What nomination was that? I missed it.
And then they are last year. Yeah, they are B. So when you graduate 2 years, you have.
But you said graduate 2 years.
Wrong model, guys.
Where were you born?
So I was born in Luansha.
Okay.
Moved to Ndola. From Ndola, we came to Lusaka.
Yeah.
Then went back to the Copper Belt to live Pachingola.
Yeah.
Then from Chingola, that's where I discovered my talent in music. So after discovering the talent, I moved to Ndola. So Ndola is where I blew up from. But otherwise, I started my music career in Chingola.
Yeah. Why the movements from Luansha, Lusaka, Copper Belt?
Yes, our dad was a banker.
Oh, nice.
So he kept being posted to different branches. So his first branch was in Luansha.
Nice.
And he came to Ndola. He was working with a bank called the Meridian Bank. Then he came to Lusaka to work with Zambia Bank.
Oh.
Then tukusawekera Copper Belt, number Copper Belt. Ponishum fasha from picture number. Asa tasawekera kuchingwala fikuri bushmine phenomena. So I grew up in a mining town. So growing up, everyone thought we would be like the sort of people that would go to college, come back and start working for the mines. Because if I reshtika kwade ovale itati batiara, muntu nga pusha grade 12, then mine yamsenda yamtrainer, be it in electrical engineering or something. Yamtrainer or yamwesha for to mine. So our parents at the time thought that is the route that we were going to take.
Yeah.
So they were Mponde Vesta Ambo Pimba.
Uno.
So actually I remember I first went into it. Nishmukarambo are social murum eka. But nishinch but that are social are panga power buzz.
Yeah.
So yeah, we grew up in that sort of setup.
Did you have a comfortable life growing up?
Growing up.
Because banker dad.
Yeah, so we were always moving around. So that meant sometimes Torekara ko kumayad, sometimes Torekara pom kombo.
Okay.
So it's like we had it both ways.
Yeah.
Sometimes he had a dealer, sometimes quite a fair. Yeah, so we had it both ways, and you can see that in my music.
Yeah.
Tinalanda pabuchushi because I've gone through that. Tinalanda pakwikala, like living comfortably, because I have gone through that as well. So yeah, it is like that.
Nice. And what are some of the things you inherited from your dad? I mean,
my dad was a very funny person, if I may use that word.
So are you funny?
No, funny in that I think he had two characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a character that was Sten. Get your books and read. I started cheap. That's the halo. That's the high for him.
Yeah.
And then sometimes he's this loving guy. But one thing I got from our dad is that he was a lover of music as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he used to play lots of different music in the household.
Yeah.
So I believe that is what sparked the interest in music.
In music.
Because almost the whole time you could see different collections of music from different artists.
Yeah, like
From Time Yama records to Time Yama tapes to Yama CDs. You could. My dad was a collector of music like that. So yeah, I think that's where we get the music from.
Yeah.
But I also believe before my dad, there were other people in the bloodline that did music.
So there's this one time I was interviewing Pompi. Pompi is really quiet.
Yeah.
So I said, are you this quiet in real life? So he says, have you met Shepherd?
Oh, Nshaba sana quiet.
Yeah.
But one thing I've noticed about myself is I express myself better around people I'm comfortable with. So, if we are meeting for the first time, you might see me as a very quiet person. But to have a shanya, moments here.
So you're not an introvert?
I can't say I never silent, but never introvert. I think people have to people that are seeing you from a distance, even around that, okay, this guy is an introvert. This guy loves to express themselves, or this guy
Yeah. Yesterday you told me a very good story, and I'm like, we're going to carry on in this conversation.
Oh, is it?
Idiot, you and your older brother Mark.
Oh yes.
Then when you remember Mashan. But then when he remembers the rhyme, you put it.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, so if I that growing up, I think our parents exposed us to a lot of different things.
Yeah.
So quite often sometimes we idea cement. They would know what I'm talking about. There's a place called Kapisha.
Yeah.
There's a place called Kabundi East. So Kabundi East is where we grew up from. That's like Ehud, yes.
Great.
So whatever Kamchita cement each Pireko. Toria Kapisha. Toria Mchita Kapisha lo toileta Kabundi. So whatever I'm bala. So number you particular time one around yesterday. You had in time Christmas. So Christmas time around Chingola Parakwade what Bashmine, what Pirako, like Tuma incentives and other things. Fiapalono at free drinks and Nimbinenko Kodimbish or something. So Kadi what Pasosho, Potwariam Poka, all those things. So Kadi what Muriam Poka na Bunga. Na image bara na image bara Murekonkana. When if my grades free pangechonga, I got a line for the pain, there is bara pies. So, yeah, inspiration hits you at different times.
Yes.
So it can hit you at a time when, can hit you at a time when you least expect it to. So, sometimes, taking it down, I'm lines eyes.
Right.
I've had dreams where I'm dreaming of a particular song. Then I wake up and try to remember the lyrics. The rest gone. But it was like a 16-bar verse now for them. Oh, I saw a so let me wake up and write it down.
Oh wow.
So sometimes you have to be swift when it comes to capturing inspiration.
Yeah. And here's why I asked that question. Because I want to find out, like, what did life at 16 look like for you? What did you want to become?
So life at 16, when I come from school, I would normally go for training because I wanted to be a football player. So yeah, life at 16 was consisted of me focusing on trying to become a footballer more than anything else.
But why didn't you pursue with a career?
No, I did pursue it, but I was an average football player. So I tell people this to say, it was my failure in football that made me realize I could be an artist. Because if I had success in football, yeah, so sometimes failure just means try next door.
Right.
Next door, the paper defend.
So at what point did you realize you had a gift in music?
Well, from a very young age, I could recite a lot of lines from Nyimbo Shaka Tupac.
Okay.
My uncles introduced me to Tupac and B.I.G. My household, quite that, in the house we were living in, quite that. Mom uncles on for B.I.G. or mom for Tupac. So quite that, I was more closer to the one that was listening to Tupac a lot. So quite that, and I saw Tupac fan for our last.
So you're a Tupac fan, sure?
Too much, not the banana.
Tupac.
Not the banana, not the favorite tontonka. Yeah, so whatever. I remember, like as early as 3rd grade, mentioned Demba Hail Mary by Tupac. Stuff recite my lines, you know. So yeah, that's where my interest from music came from. Then my older brothers started to do music. My oldest brother, who likes to call himself El Mariachi, was the one that actually started rapping before any of us. Then Booga. So I remember I was just that sort of person who about because our parents didn't really approve of us doing music.
How long did you manage to convince?
9 days.
Okay.
So kwale bati ngabalecha music, ngabalecha like kama raps when Booga mu living room. I could be that guy, could get watching out for the parents. Ngabaisa tu mwana tu baisa. Tukira mbonja baisa. Ndakurukula mic sanchani uko mwana nko mtwala ku room sanchani fa para kwefu. So I was always that guy. So it was after observing all that I decided to say, I can also do music. But even when I got in music, kwale bati ku Danger Zone. Danger Zone is like the mother studio to Alpha Entertainment. So Danger Zone, kwale bati now they couldn't give you a chance to record or do anything. So the best you could do was just observe. Kwadi when you ngawaingira mu room, kwadi place wale itet mu Cubase. Cha even chi wardrobe but parapene pa space opoti wale ikara. So kwadi now ikara parapene wale tamba kwa isa Peterson. Kwa isa nani, kwa isa daddy so wale tamba I saw Peterson for moving on kambe. So far record diff. Also dalemba ma lyrics ya mwafika pa mic aimba. So it was after seeing all that I got in music, which is why when I blew up, it felt like I am the finished article. It felt like quite not polished because I did a lot of observing before I could start doing it.
Yeah, I love that. But you still didn't answer how you managed to convince the parents.
Oh, yes. So it was easier for me to convince my parents to say, because Makitu had gone before me.
Okay.
So I think Makitu had it the hardest because he was the first example. They had never seen any artist in the family. So like I said, our parents had this feeling to say, okay, so abanga bapuishe school bara chite foro bese. So we didn't really take that route. So Makitu took all the heat for it, and he had to become a rebel. And it was only until they saw him like doing something with himself, like making a living out of music. Can't you can do that? So which is why even when I said, new artist, they had no objection.
Okay.
Even for Doela, I think for the family to accept her as an artist, Nishwari one of my examples. Yeah, so it was easier.
Nice.
Because of that first guy.
Nice. In a shot that I'm gonna put up on a sakumwa.
Serious.
How much you drink? Is there a story behind that?
No, there's no story or like specific reasoning why I don't take alcohol. But nyamwe na yukata fe form 5 yokuba.
Oh yeah.
But then again, yeah, it might be a family thing, but yeah, I believe I always like to. I value my sense of awareness and sense of control. I always like to have a sense of control. I always like to know if it's a environment. So for me, it's difficult to be under the influence of alcohol and know when I'm being boring or when I'm going overboard.
Okay.
When I'm talking too much, I want to know to say, nananda sana I'm chilling. And the boring foot, I want to know to say, but upon the boring, or when I'm irritating you, I want to know to say, okay, upon them must irritate. So for me personally, I think alcohol takes away that judgment. And with music, I can easily put myself into character. I don't need to be under the sunshine. But foot again, if you're kind of taking alcohol, there's nothing special about it. They go at the disciplined.
Yes, I know this.
Because discipline is, we can define discipline as, for example, na the tema Coca-Cola, and then the doctor tells me to say, Coca-Cola is not good for your health, so stop taking Coca-Cola. But na the tema, olona samba fokusanga fati okay. Nature chini na taking a Coca-Cola. So that way you can say I am disciplined because I've stopped doing what I like doing. But with alcohol, I've never liked alcohol.
So but when did you take discipline? Was there a phase when at least you were drinking and I'm this is not for me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Quite perfect as a teenager. Quite perfect time when you but all your friends in your circle asamboku nobwara olonomba asabati iwe ngati ukonkere club balesa na stories wasati mwana chire chanjano ke akwadiko so I started to feel left out. So I'm like they can tampe konko kine guy over there. Then when I got there sasa ngati ubwana turi no festival na bulula but once somebody started na fiwama guys I sure the filuri yeah but I know I'm not going to but eventually someone like guys this is not for me.
This is not for me. So what is the thin line, right, between, because I'm studying 187 right now, so I want to know the thin line between Kondwani Kaira and Chef 187.
Oh, okay. So, obviously, Kondwani Kaira is the actual person. Kondwani Kaira is is a guy that likes to be private.
Okay.
If I wasn't doing music, I doubt if I would be on social media.
For real?
Yeah, I think I'm only on social media because I'm doing music and I have to be in people's faces almost the whole time. So Kondwani Kaira is a very private guy. Yeah. Ngachale sta music ni minga na kwata fena picture tatu.
That for Facebook.
Regi, driver's license, nchi na ID ya
Passport.
Oh, no passport, yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, Chef 187 is a young hip hop artist who always wants to be young at heart. I always want to look fresh. I always like to just express myself artistically. I do a lot of observing, so I like to express myself in music because For tomorrow thing, so if you need to have a quiet,
Yeah.
without the music, I would explode. So music is like a place for me to vent and bring out lots of things I see from people around me, from people in society, from the people I grew up with.
Yeah.
I can also express the views of my parents. Kwa hapa tumfiashia ile shanya hapo chanchano but tete alande. So enough sender for the African music so and tell that story like chachi nene neo but the story limbiam first.
But have you always been like that, even as a child, like being able to express your emotions?
No, everyone that grew up with me will tell you to say this guy doesn't express himself at all.
Yes.
yes. So with me, music is music getting straight into things, because it's only through music that I've been able to express myself. Because even my family knows me better now that I'm doing music.
Are you for real?
Yes.
This is one time I was telling people, I'm like, Chef, I think that like you said, being on social media, we bother you a lot. I'm telling you, we bother you a lot because sometimes you find that there's a lot of people. You're there, but you won't behave. Like, I'm serious. Okay. Okay. Moving on to your education. Were you at Kabundi or Chingola?
So Kabundi is in Chingola. Kabundi High School is in Chingola. So I was there. I wasn't at Chingola. Young D was at Chingola.
Young D was at Chingola.
Yes.
So you were at Kabundi then
I was with Kozim at
Kabundi. Oh, nice. Have you visited the school now?
Last time I was there, I was in Kare. I think 2013 or something.
2013.
But yeah, we plan to.
Nice.
But I've been to a couple of schools though. I'm also a former student at what's this? Woodlands B. Woodlands B. I don't know if it's a primary school.
What grade was that?
I don't know if it's a secondary school now.
I think it's a secondary now. What grade was it?
I did my grade 3 and parts of 4.
Yeah. And tertiary?
Okay, yes, but yeah, I did go as far as going to Evelyn on to do a diploma in business admin.
Nice, so you're a businessman.
I would like to think so.
You, of course.
Lecturer that after he goes mwacha ngara kusanga after 2 years mushita pada for register your brain is dead. So those lines, it's like they stuck with me. So there's always that pressure to try and apply whatever we learned to the music business.
Nangalia line nyam album ya chinga. A teacher don't know tukwacha ya chikolopo kuri.
Ya chikopo.
Kuri chikopo.
Broke Nolunkumbwa out on all streaming platforms.
Okay,
you brought up out on all major platforms.
You brought up Young D, and I've noticed one thing. Young D, people like Young D, Gaston are usually around you.
Yes.
What's like the importance of keeping people you've come up with so close to you?
Yes. So there's people like DJ Hector God, Kozim, Young D, Gaston, Truth Bowler. Superman, Mash, Dice, Makitu as well. Ninshako na Bambi. So that group of people I've mentioned is important because they keep me sane. They easily put me in my place. Because as an artist, you can easily get carried away. So having those people saw me, were with me at a point when I had nothing. At a point when all this was just a dream. They saw me struggle. So those people can easily put me in check and say, okay, apa sana, apa, I think that it's easy for me to listen to those people because they've been around. But for someone who's knowing me today, if they were to give me an advice, but those people know me in and out. So it's always important to have your day ones around you, even though that's a very hard thing to do. Because you can easily say, think up a balancer. There's always that temptation to think, now that you are at a certain level, you need to cut out all your friends. But friendship doesn't always mean we should agree with one another the whole time. We can disagree on a lot of things and still be friends.
Right.
That's what friendship is. Friendship is, okay, you think this, but me, this is what I think. Can we coexist? Yes, we can. If you can't coexist, when there's a difference, you can never be friends.
Right.
So people like that are important just to keep me in check. They say to know where you are going. So so meaning I'm sure if you
So when you with these people, okay, wait. Back in the days, I used to hear, Manyimbo songs being tagged Diamond Records.
Diamond Records.
Yes, when you're in dollar.
Yes. No, Diamond Records is Chingola actually.
Chingola, not in dollar.
Yes, Diamond Records ni record label ya Dice. Dice the producer. So remember Professor Nacharan that they had time getting studio time with Danger Zone.
Yes.
So Buga introduced me to Dice. So Dice Asanje wacho, okay, let's work on some music. But I had quite an job somewhere, so he left me to be a producer at his studio. So when people come in, I could make beats and record them. Or he could make a beat, leave me to record them, then he finishes it.
Okay.
So I was an artist under Diamond Records, artist and producer, along with Kozim and Young D.
Oh, nice. So I have a question before I move on to the next. Why was it hard for you to get studio time at Danger Zone when Danger Zone was Marky 2's and he's your partner?
No, Danger Zone was not Marky 2's.
Who's
Marky 2 is one of the founder members.
Of Danger Zone?
Yeah, the CEO of Danger Zone is Bayoka.
Okay.
Yes. So Bayoka and Marky 2 started Danger Zone.
Okay.
So number Danger Zone had a lot of artists. But Pangiria team A, team B, na C. So kwa wati wasapunda pwati team A na ikwata show, team B na ikwata show. Ole wamana kunshire kwa I guess I'm team C. Yeah, so it had a lot of big artists. So tekwa difati just because ulimwacha wako Buga papeni ati Sunshine, which is why I never had it easy. People think everything was just handed to me, but naenga nashimika story and mwana ta kanishina nkwara itishani.
But what was like when but it's true, when we see 187 we think he had it easy.
Yeah.
Studio time was given to him because of Buga.
Like I'll tell you, Baska is the one that recorded most of my songs when I was an upcoming. Okchila Buga. Yes.
Why?
Kuri Baska kwa dife easy fe. Kuri Baska kwa dife ati wa mulisha kwa point raisa check something. I'm stuck accommodate fe ila kwa fin fet stick uri mbola form. Whereas Danger Zone, like I said, there was a lot of big stars.
Yeah.
So for you to navigate your way through all those big names,
So what happened to Diamond Records then?
What happened to Diamond Records? So after 2011, 2011. So I blew up in that year. So when I blew up, I left Chingola to come and be with Alpha Entertainment in Dola. So Dice as well adisa ku Alpha Entertainment to be a producer. So there were 2 producers now, Cream Dollar, the late Cream Dollar, and Dice. So around the same time, Cream Dollar moved from Alpha to go and work from, there's a studio in Dollar called Background Studios. Yes.
Okay.
So Dice was now under Alpha Entertainment, so he could no longer work on Diamond Records.
But this is not Blower. So
And it's not
studio
Blower,
time,
so yeah.
Okay, all right. What's the future of Alpha Entertainment?
Yeah, the future of Alpha Entertainment is very bright because I think we are now more organized than in the past. There's a lot of projects to look out for. In 2000, Eddie last year, in 2022, we put out a project called Tape. Yeah, so the future of Alpha Entertainment looks like trying to accommodate a couple of more young artists and working on the artists that we have at the moment, because there's a lot of work that needs to be done with a lot of artists under the label. And I think even Buga starting Olijaba Entertainment, in a way, is trying to focus more on the artists on Alpha Entertainment.
Okay.
Just so there's that distinction to say, okay, there's a group of artists I'm pushing in this way.
Okay.
But I remember Alpha, this is the plan for you.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that I cannot preempt Tapa.
Okay.
But yeah, otherwise Alpha Entertainment is looking to signing a couple of young guys out there.
Nice.
Announcement, I'm sure about
Nice.
Nice.
So this album was under Alpha. You released
Yes.
this album under Alpha.
Every time you see Chef 187, Chef 187 is representing Alpha Entertainment.
And not Nexus. Oh, I am off now. Sorry.
Honorable mention goes to Nexus Music, but yeah, right now, Alpha Entertainment is Chef 187, and Chef 187 is Alpha Entertainment.
Nice. I love that. And what's that song? You gave us a verse in English and everyone went bizarre. Gaga was 187 is
Are you talking about Stamina?
Stamina. Stamina. Tell me something. Why can't you just bless us with a full body of work? Your fans are the ones crying for a full song in English.
And then what?
I don't know, you know,
yeah, people might say they want me to rap in English, but we still can't run away from the fact that no matter what, I am more comfortable rapping in my native language, in the language I grew up speaking, which is Bemba.
So you did that just to show us that you can do it, but you're just more comfortable doing it.
Not really showing people that I can do it, because I am an artist that started out rapping in English to start with. So there was a time, because I started writing my lyrics a long time ago.
Yeah.
So there was a time when every artist we could see on TV, or every artist we could see around our neighborhood, once wale imbet sungu. So I also have to write my raps in English.
What age did you start writing your own songs?
I think I was about 14.
14.
Yes.
Remember your first line in your first bars in English?
It was ama lyrics yako buga. Onale mwanafe adi mbafe somewhere or adi mbapo somewhere. Ama lyrics yako buga, ama lyrics yako Tupac. Na sankani ona napanga more like ama lines. But in my mind I thought those were my lines, but in actual sense those were not my lines. So yeah. So natural that so we started out like that. Then there was a time when, even when we were living on the Copper Belt, every artist we could see on TV and every artist around the neighborhood was singing in Nyanja and rapping in Nyanja. So I've had, so artists could rap Nyanja, so now they rap Nyanja.
Can you speak Nyanja though?
I can speak it with a funny accent, but yeah, I think it's Nyanja Chavasana, but
Serious?
Timakamba Chinyanja, nice.
Tend can be Nyanja. So
yeah, because I interview. So quite my line. So to me, I think this is music and not news in the local language. They're news in local languages. Ni music fifth. Takwa batawe ule switching ako. Takwa vipyo. So a language is a language. Ngana rapa mutsungu, it doesn't mean nishindi mukari kuchira bonsaba sha. Ngana rapa because the way we look at Bemba here is the way Jay-Z looks at English. That's the language he grew up speaking.
So when did you make? I want to know when you made the final decision. Say, you know what, I'm going to rap in my mother tongue.
Oh, it's not even a decision. It's when the beat plays.
Okay.
What am I comfortable saying? Sometimes I'm comfortable using an English word than a Bemba word. Sometimes I'm comfortable using a Nyanja word than a Bemba word. So I grew up speaking Bemba, though I'm Tumbuka. So most of the time, the Sangafati, if you're comfortable using Bemba. It's not a decision thing. It's not a choice.
Nice.
And the cafe natural, organic.
I wish we had a setup just to jump up in, so I'm seeing what you're going to be. How do you make sense of this fame? Because I genuinely feel you're one of the most liked artists. So how do you make sense of this fame? Do you love being famous?
I would be lying if I said I don't like being famous. Everyone likes to be famous. Everyone likes attention. Everyone. Now, pastor, what did you my attention? Pari wapo sermon ya kwa Martin Luther King at the drum major instinct. If you have time, go check it out. We all like attention. So in addition that
drum major instinct.
Yeah. Okay. So in addition that if you think you don't like attention and praise, wait until the praise starts to go to someone else. Praise. So we all like to be praised. We all like to be famous. But then again, if I had the way to do music without being famous, I would choose.
You choose to do music without being famous?
No, that's impossible. Because fame comes with a lot of things. It comes with a lot of unnecessary attention. You say something offensive to me. We are just the two of us. But in a party at 50 around us, then you say something offensive. So the way people respond when they are famous to life is different from the way they would respond in a normal setup.
Right. So was there a point when you just felt like, okay, I think let me just start dropping application letters, unless I put the music on hold?
So with me, what happened was right after writing my final exams in school, I saw it as a chance to try out doing music, because at that time I could see Makitu working with a lot of young artists and grooming them to become big artists. So abantu barenze chance. So I was just in school. Same thing idea kwa KB. When I met KB for the first time, I was in school. So the time we could start working on my music. So after Fidia, I decided to give music a try. And fortunately enough, in like 3-4 months time after coming from school, I did a couple of songs that were big songs. I did, there's a song called Sekoponoki. I was on the Ndimu Pondo Ostars remix. Then I was on the I Am Zambian Hip Hop.
So then you're like, okay, now I think this is the time to just focus on my music.
Oh, yes. So I didn't really spend a lot of time in society.
Okay.
By the time I married out school nishinanevaramba kunchibada
187. How then did you build this brand to become the brand that you? I remember I was asking you the same question again yesterday.
Oh yes. So it's been one step at a time. But also, what has really helped me a lot is being real to myself. I don't overhype things. Like personally, for example, if I put out work and then someone else says, this work is a bit below par. Why? Because I like to check myself a lot of times before I put material out to the public, or before I could make someone like next to me listen to whatever I'm doing. I like to criticize myself a couple of times. So that has really helped me build my career because ngodi real like to yourself. I think filamba fino kwenda we atafueme nemwe nana yabadi fitafueme kushira ile akatafueme or left star over hype.
That's one man. This is the one.
I think if you were to ask me how I built my music career to this, I would say just a lot of hard work and being real to myself, practicing the whole time. As artists, we get to a time when the music you just go on the mic and say whatever.
Are you seeing my questions here? Because that's my next question.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, because I was about to ask that because I was watching an interview of Black Coffee. So he said before he became the DJ that he is, he would rehearse 2 hours every day because he just wanted to be prepared. When someone just comes and say, Black Coffee, can you play this? Says yes.
Okay.
So for you, is it also the same? Like, how often are you in the studio? How often do you write? Or no, but
not even being in the studio. Before like artists from my generation, old school panon. So if you're old school, you write a song, you go over it a couple of times. My lines were start practice. We're making a short don't need the when you say punch them for not don't voice film figure but you make sure all that is right. All number wa studio, all wa recorder, so that was our process. So right now, if chitika number, inspiration, vibes, mudimu studio, catch a vibe. Paisa chibiti, my recorder parapene fair. My lines are race of parapene at the floor. That's how music is made mostly. But I like to go back to the basics and try to practice over my lines a couple of times before recording. Sometimes I manage to do that. Sometimes I fit afati mu studio. But most of my producers will tell you to say, I like to take my time.
You like to who said that? I just want to say it takes his time.
I like to take my precious time, and
writing a song.
I like seeing it in other artists as well. When I was working with J-Max on this current album, he took his time. And we had to be patient. Because music is like studying.
Yeah.
Takwaba umuntu areberenga indeshako takwaba you kairi for fintu fichita for brain is the process fintu it's at different times at different paces so koleka for umuntu taking as much time as possible. This more it was the same thing. He took his precious time. So I think I appreciate it more when the artist takes their time ukuchiraira kwebati after wangu. I spent 2 months to write a song. It was such a freestyle.
Now, I've got another question. Yeah. First, is there a song that you've taken 2 months to write?
Yeah, there's music like that.
Mungais.
You write it doesn't make sense, perfect. Then you leave it, come back to it again some other time.
So I've been meaning to ask, like in relation with creativity, why do you think people still why why you 187?
Why people gravitate towards my music? Wow, I think it's the fact that there's some realness that people recognize in the music. There's not too much of an act. Sometimes as artists create image, and then you could easily tell to say this is just a gimmick, and it's far from the actual person. So but even the things we talk about in the music are things that affect people. For example, nganasara that ndipo 160 ndepita greatest road mlichi Bentley, and then that lyric, and then nasala ndafuti na again ati nawo ko luchelo ndepita mkitchen na ipunka kuchabonga chapange chongo tamuli ubunga. People abantu balashita relate more to idea bonga because almost everyone has experienced that. So it's simple things like that make people feel like, oh, this is our guy. There's a lot of people that listen to music and come to me and tell me, that song, I felt like you were talking about my situation, which is what every artist wants to do at the end of the day. Udi onso muntu arafa kupanga music yake bati abantu bale shitako relate to abantu bale monakati dimbi bachachi no for the and like just making music yakwatire mufika bwino but yapadi yamufika bwino fyapira na pen. So how you make timeless music is by making music that touches people's soul, that people see themselves in. It can be a club song. You can do a club song that people see themselves in. To say, if you're alone, club scene, and club, so it's because of that I feel people like.
And how do you manage to keep up with people's expectations?
You cannot keep up with people's expectations. Because for example, I'm a fans. Wala kwata entitlement, and then futi wala kwata na my expectations. I'm fans wala kwata entitlement. They can even tell you what to put in your music video. No music video trepat mone kuifia so apa monyimbo imba ko limbona nani kandi apa muri album ile sa chitako ifia so ema fans. Then wala kwata fina ma expectations. Some expectations can be met, some expectations can be unrealistic. So as an artist, just keep expressing yourself.
Yeah. How many shows do you do in a busy year? In a busy year?
In a busy year, I would say in January, okufunya mu filimbi wiki mo oyabiri. Then all the other weekends are booked in a busy year. In a not so busy year, shows yambana at mid-February, going into March. In a bad year like COVID, like the COVID years, 2020, 2021, the years only started to unfold by April.
Wow.
So April going that way. So yeah.
Wow. Now you're in the UK.
Oh yes.
What was it like in the UK? Tell us.
It was fun. It was fun being in an environment where no one knows you. You feel like you are relieved from a lot of things. So it was amazing being in the UK. We were trying to, because I had one event, and I had 2 meet and greets that I was doing over there. So it was amazing. It reminded me of my up and coming days. CD DJ nani ngamakwata time playing echo music and so it was like that even when I visited the UK. Very unknown artist who's knocking on people's doors to say, can we have this? Can I have an appearance at at your lounge? Can I come through to your radio show? Can we do this? Can you shoot a music video for me? So I felt it was important for my music career as well as Zambian music in general, because we need to be in places like that. The Nigerians have managed to do that. So why not take the same route?
Yeah? What happened to your clothing line?
Guy pa job. Oh,
but even
in
before-
a relationship, Nendaram.
Hey, what happened?
So what happened was when you put out merchandise and then people appreciate it, you have to now take it to the next level. Taking it to the next level in terms of quality. When people appreciate, for example, this shirt I'm wearing, and people appreciate it, it has to be of quality, and I must be okay with the quality. So what happened is we tried to like improve the quality, and right now we are just trying to take our time and trying to give people what is really worth their money.
But did you have like a clothing line? I mean, like a store?
Like a store. I used to use outlets like AZ, for example.
Okay.
There's a clothing store on the Copper Belt, a very big one called AZ Global.
Okay.
So Emwadeva Mechi and
Okay.
in Lusaka we had stores like Izu stores, Nawambi, Young Heroes, Nawambi. Right now, most recently, you could find my merch in Young Heroes stores.
So I'm asking this because I'm trying to get the business side of 187, because people think it's just the music.
Seriously.
They down there just thinks, okay, it's just the shows that are making you money. What else are you involved in?
A lot of things, but most of the things I'm doing at the moment, I would rather
They're lay low.
they are out of the public domain.
Yeah, but I want.
Yeah, because because of a lot of reasons. I am doing a couple of things on the side. But the music business is good as well.
Nice.
The music business is sustaining my livelihood, is sustaining my lifestyle, I should have said. Business is good.
Okay.
And the music industry, there's lots of ways of generating revenue.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be just shows and shows, chap. There's things like brand endorsements.
Yep.
There's things like brand influencer.
Yep.
You can make money through music royalties. You can make money through music management. Yeah, I think.
So I was asking you this yesterday, I'm gonna ask you, yeah?
Okay.
I mean, you're on top of the game, but you're on top of the game
Please.
right now, right?
Yeah.
But people still want to drag you back to Amnesia. Whatever
yes.
work you put out, they still want to compare it with Amnesia.
So, but you cannot control how people look at a certain album. Limbi, kwalebati umuntu ala study for an exam, and then ale panga music. Umuntu ala study for an exam during time idea Amnesia, and then he gets to make it. So that moment around the time Amnesia came out is a special moment for them. So there's no music that you're going to do that will provide them with a better feeling than the feeling they had when they were listening to Amnesia, writing for an exam. Sometimes people fall in love, and then when falling in love for the first time, I don't for Amnesia. Bon appetit, bon appetit is better. Amnesia. But if you investigate, it was just something that was happening around the time they were listening to that music. So you can't fight that.
Doesn't that deter you?
It does, because it makes you feel like your best work is behind you. So yes, but I believe my best work is ahead of me.
Yeah.
I would like to believe that the best is yet to come.
Or maybe you're also in a different space the time you're recording Amnesia. That's why it was also easy for people to resonate.
Okay, yeah. So, for every stage in life is worth capturing. For an artist, every stage in life is worth like capturing. So, like in Amnesia, I was at a certain point in life, and I am happy that it brought out the Amnesia Chef 187 because it is what I'm going through that. It is what I'm going through that also determines a lot of things that are in my music.
Yeah. Why haven't you signed an artist?
Yeah, so I've been working on it. It's something that I've always wanted to do. But also partly because we grew up managing ourselves.
Okay.
My manager, I grew up managing myself. Respect to all of my management team, Mr. Superman, who's my current manager, Cash, Gaston Kopala, Big T, Mash, who used to manage me back in the day. So we grew up like almost managing ourselves. So like with Alpha Entertainment, there's like 13 artists on the label. And we pretty much like manage ourselves. For example, someone is doing something, we all rally behind them. Someone is shooting a music video, we rally behind them. Someone is putting out an album, we rally behind them. So I've always felt like I've always groomed another artist. On my album, there's always like a young artist on the come up that always features on every album.
Especially this one.
Especially this one.
Why?
Yeah, that is a deliberate move, just to shine a light on some artists that people act like they don't see. So, for example, Kulabati, I am a fan of this artist, Mukadi, but naishwa fene kati Mukadi. Sometimes people laugh at me, "Ngo you want a mokum for you." I'm like, Mukadi, just give this guy a chance. So those are the people I like to put on my albums, just so people can see, can enjoy the artist for themselves and see what the artist has to offer. Sometimes people might only take you seriously if they see you standing next to someone. So that is what I try to do with my albums. So going back to your question, I've always felt like I am grooming an artist, though I've never come out to say, this is the artist one day Pangoy, one to one you. I've never come out like that.
Well, we see it.
You see it, yeah?
Immortal Caesar, we see it.
Oh, yes.
I think Immortal Caesar is one of the artists that we've seen. Like, you haven't really put it out there to say, oh, you want to do Pango.
I like to call myself Immortal Caesar's personal blogger.
Immortal Caesar's personal blogger.
Yeah, that's how much I believe in him.
What does it have that others don't know?
What does he have? Well, first of all, I see a lot of me in him and a lot more food.
Okay.
So need but we've had it. For now, 44 kuba. But this is a young guy.
Okay.
So sometimes you see something big in a young artist. It's the same thing with artists like Crown. For example, a lot of people were saying, ngo yubikire pa intro ya album yobe. At mu intro adela ndano kulanda chi umuntu machilalo lero kumfa. So it's because you see something that you want to become in a young guy, and that is inspiring to say, but ndipo kuba kwifi. And this guy is a young guy. He's younger than me, so there must be something here.
Nice. Wait. I just remember something. You brought up Superman's name, yeah? Why was it important for you to put out a statement that time?
Easy.
I don't know, you're trying to pick a manager. Then you had to put up an official statement, say, I've picked Superman as my manager. And from there, you've just skyrocketed.
Seriously? Okay, I can't remember the post exactly. But sometimes you have to let the public know to say, a corporation signs you as a brand influencer for 3 months Then after 3 months, they let you go. If you don't tell the public to say, hey guys, I'm no longer working with ABCD, the other clients will start to think, that guy, so sometimes you have to let people know to say, hey, so even with management, I had to let people know to say, this is my new management. If you want to contact me on a business level, this is who you talk to.
You told me you're a producer, but why is Mr. producing you more?
They're a producer.
You were a producer. Then when
they tell you, I'm not a producer like that. I can make beats to a certain extent.
Yeah.
So even with this album, Tony Breezy was telling me at co-produced by, because whatever sometimes that waisana ka idea.
Okay.
And therefore career so lo apela producer. Sometimes I could go as far as creating a skeleton beat and then sending it to a producer. Olonomba producer pangamo professional beat. So I wouldn't want to call myself a producer because that would be an insult to my producers who have been working very hard in the background.
Yeah. Let's talk about relationships. Why does everybody keep saying, Siobhan and Seven went back to Tony Breezy? Did you leave Tony Breezy?
Yeah. I didn't double shy that I went back to Tony Breezy. I've always worked with Tony Breezy. He was on the previous album. He's been on all of my albums. So I don't know where that came from. But that's also because we've never, in the past 3 years, we weren't putting out music that was produced by Tony Breezy as singles.
Maybe, that's why.
But for the album, I think I've always worked with people like Tony Breezy.
Yeah.
I've always worked with Dice. I always worked with Cream when he was around.
Yeah.
God rest him. So, Easy the producer.
Easy the producer, yeah.
Those 4 are have been like my most kachafan nachafokulandi. Ema producers over the like on a regular.
But before, most people say there's much chemistry between you and Tony. When did you start recording?
2012. It was my first time working with Tony Breezy. He had in feature.
Hey.
And there was a guy that wanted me on their song, so Basantwala Kuti Tony. From there on, we produced a song called Tumulekeni Fia PMO, I believe. From that one, Mupeni Fia PMO, sorry. From that one, we produced Higher. From Higher, Kairi Johnny Abafati, Tetwa. But I've got chemistry with lots of different producers.
Yeah.
But for some reason, people like it the most when I work with Tony Breezy.
Tony Breezy. How do you feel when people start to impersonate you? Namara Papa, they don't even know themselves.
Not really. You see, even me when I was coming out, KB will tell you, I sounded like Maki 2. I sounded like Tommy D. I sounded like a mashup of Maki 2 and a bit of Tommy D. So, yeah, that's the life of an upcoming artist. You sound like someone else before you.
Nobody established.
When someone established. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is some people take longer to discover themselves. Then some people then they find themselves. But foot again, you cannot run away from inspiration. Because even me, when you listen to my music closely, even up to now, you can still see traces of the people that inspired me.
Yeah. How did you come up with the texture of your voice?
Serious? For musicians, you see, it's because of maybe the people that inspired us.
Yes.
Once somebody perform voices, if you have a heavy, if you listen to Super Mololo, your voice heavy. So it's like, I guess it comes with the confidence. Because being from the corporate belt, we pride ourselves on having confidence in whatever we're doing. But kule dreaming a life zone ati ikulu inenkala kwela private jets shanchane but the powerful work. So that confidence is what we like to ride on.
Nice. At the moment we've all been waiting for, ladies and gents, we start to talk about Broke Nolunkumbwa, the album. Oh my. Am I the only one who thinks that album is spiritual? I'm sure you know it. Spiritual.
Music is spiritual generally. Serious.
Hey,
you need
not all music is spiritual. But in this one, I'm sure even the response is amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's a nice feeling to have people being receptive to like bodies of work like a 24-track album.
24?
Because we had a hard time putting that album together. We really suffered. There was a lot of back and forth.
Let's talk about the hard times.
We talk about the hard times. My producers to paid a testimony. My producers to Aranda. There was a lot of back and forth. If we meet, changing up. I want to get this person on the track. This person is unavailable. Oh, I want to do this. We want to have a recording session here. It can't happen. Oh, do it from your place. If you spend a lot of money, thousands of hours put into this particular project, lots of sleepless nights, staying away from family for a very long time, just to make sure things are moving in regards to the album. So it was a difficult time. You also have a tough time trying to put people on your track. Yes, everyone has a hard time.
No.
Kind of music of forever. Most of the time, you have to wait for inspiration to hit you.
Okay.
So, if you're having a bad day, get in 7 kuleta from studio. You have to. It has to be right. Yeah. People have to wait for the right time. Sometimes the right time never comes.
I've noticed there's a few of established artists on the album. Most of them, like you said, they have come in. Okay, maybe you gave your reasons, and we saw a lot of notable names missing in this album. But I just want to know how. Abuga, Super, Novesa, even the Kopala Mother or Queen.
So now,
like a lot of people that we, the general public, thought were gonna make the cut, didn't make it. So what was the selection process like? What were you trying to achieve with this one?
Because the album is predictable. We had to leave out a couple of names. Sometimes school about Mafumia, only one big artist, and then people don't appreciate it or appreciate the creativity because they feel instant hit. Effort up. So we wanted people to appreciate the music and not the name.
Okay.
Or the names that come along with the music.
Nice.
Just appreciate the music entirely. But also the other reason is that it was just a case of convenience. For example, therefore I shock bomba no muntu but study for him by the copper belt.
Okay.
Although his song not kataka timeline that. Okay, if they up a pen, I'll use the artist that is right next to me that can do an equally good job. But also the other reason was to give an opportunity to people the audience hasn't really been paying too much attention to. Why should I? Sometimes you don't gain anything by putting a big name on the song because they are already established. So how do we move forward? We move forward by getting someone that people don't know but is equally as good. That, okay, this guy. So now we have a new artist on the scene. Why should I? So it was lots of reasons like that, which is why we decided to go with the features that are on the album. But I've got special features like
special Mumbayachi.
Like Mumbayachi.
Someone said we should tell Faripu particularly Vesuk.
Seriously. Mumbayachi and the feature that I enjoyed the most.
Which one did you enjoy?
Was the one featuring Fountain of Hope Kids.
Yeah.
You just go to this place where there's like
how did you even decide to go to Fountain of Hope?
Oh yes, B-Flow organized the show for me to perform at Fountain of Hope Orphanage Center somewhere in Kamwala. So when I was there, we had a nice time with the kids. Tumbitwa the rapper, tumbitwa ituma dancers, tumbitwa temwene fe kumbwana fe. They were fans of Chef 197. So I don't know ngakuchance minisho kulanda pwe, but there was an artist that suggested that I should do a song with like lots of kids in it, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. I was at this place where there was a lot of talented kids, so we also got some other kids from Kaunda Square.
Yes. What
Yeah. With K. So got the kids K watu shivena identify umwe to be twala studio. So or sometimes in the studio tumbikwale, but they were shy. I've got videos of K like pleading with the kids. So that's how we made that song. And I'm glad it all came out well in the end.
Yeah, remember I told you I was still bumping to it. I finished it. My favorite song, I think I finally decided.
Okay. Serious? Oh, featuring Sam.
Yes, that's a nice love song.
Yeah.
That's a nice love song. So correct me if I'm wrong. Was your album divided in two?
Why should I say?
No, because I heard it.
Yes, the album was divided in two. So the first part of the album is me doing the music I've always wanted to do.
Yes.
Then the second half of the album is just me playing politics.
Yes.
It's just me being diplomatic. But initially no patika sound yako. So let me indulge.
Some people say you actually expressed like this is the 187 they wanted to see or wanted to, you know.
Serious.
What different mood did this album bring out?
This album is more like Heart of a Lion and Amnesia, and not like Bon Appetit. It's centered around one concept.
Which is?
But with this one, I took it a step further by making every song talk about one specific thing, but in a different way, which is Broke Nolunkumbwa. So this is a story of how this generation lives, pretty much. How we are all concerned with how people look at us, more than how people want to please strangers on the internet and not please themselves. How people end up living beyond their means. Sangafatu muntu alaikala na lifestyle yako atitete haikwanisha. So that's how come I called it Broke Nolunkumbwa. But I was telling it in lots of different ways, such that if you listen to all 24 songs, you won't say, even when it's a dance song, you had quite a element ka Broke Nolunkumbwa.
I was watching a short clip that someone had shared in their socials. I think that was a mom or grandma listening to Ben TD.
Oh yeah.
So now I didn't be a man. What the How do you manage to just tap into that audience, making sure that even the adults are able to resonate, the young ones are able to resonate?
Yeah. Because everyone goes through almost the same life experiences. So if as long as I am talking about things that I go through or things that I saw my uncle go through, that experience is not unique and exclusive to my uncle alone. Now, experience. So when that music comes out, I want one of but if I don't because so that's how come we managed to make music that cuts across different generations.
How long did it take you to record?
To record
The album, 24 tracks.
2 years. It took me 2 years to record it. Yeah.
What? Any song that you recorded the other day?
Yeah, my first songs to record were what was song what ati nkesi nshakenshipo Bentley na Tatanga Tiabuke. Those were songs I recorded between late 2020 and early 2021.
Yeah. What was going through your mind? Were you thinking of a Bentley?
So Bentley it symbolize my dream car or my dream life. So ndela ndafati, you see me making money, you see me having shows. For example, ngandela ndapadi artist. You see me making money, you see me having shows, you see me making money in lots of different ways. But in case you wonder why in such type of a dream car and I'm not living the life I've always wanted to live, here's how I've been using my money.
I was looking at the concept about chase at Shani Mukawata, so my dream is bad.
Pata Mukawata. Oh yes.
Pata Mukawata.
Yeah, that's a funny song as well.
Yes. Is Kawata like one of the main hoods you hang out?
I lived in Kawata for a considerable amount of time. Yeah, Kawati, enough to know it. So I know a couple of things. I know where to get your shawarmas. I know where to get your hair done. I know where the barber shop is. I know where the markets are. Yeah, so I decided to talk about a neighborhood that I know, but people don't think I know it like that. So I after a bad experience na Kagero, along Chiumburi Road, because it reminds me of a lot of things I wouldn't want to be reminded of.
Yeah. So I'm the type of person that wouldn't listen to an album because peer pressure.
Take it time.
Peer pressure, but you can't. Then you just go and say, let me listen. So even when your album came out, just scrolling through my social media. Wait, are you friends with Pat Sondaka?
Yeah, I would like to think so. Too much. Oh, yeah. Sorry, let me rephrase. Too much. Yeah, that's up. Too much. Muntu 140. It's nicely pa UK.
Serious?
So yeah, we talk like that. We are in constant contact with each other.
Okay, anyways, I continue the story. Today I'm on everybody was talking about one specific song.
Pettis
on Dark. I never really said the Pettis on Dark. I didn't pass such a actually very album.
Serious.
When did you record that one?
Where did I? Pettis on Dark was one of the first songs I recorded, but then again it was the last song to finish. Because right around politics, it had lots of different versions. So finally we settled for the version you hear now. Otherwise it had lots of different versions, lots of different beats to start with. The number lyrics had Pseneko. Yeah, so yeah, I'm happy with the version that we have now.
Shout out to C-Mac, by the way.
C-Mac and Witty Beats.
Who's Witty Beats? Let me go let you Witty Beats.
Natoni Breezy Futari Katako.
I only heard C-Mac.
Yeah, so Witty Beats and C-Mac did the actual production and mixing. But mixing and mastering Foot Again was also done by Tony Breezy.
Yeah. So, what was that? What was the environment like when recording this?
I won't even hide it. I recorded it in the comfort of my own studio, my home studio. And then I took it somewhere.
That's why.
That's why.
That's why. No, that's why.
Yeah, so quite at the end version, nice censoring, and then I started to play it for people just to see what they think. Then, just based on their reaction, I went back and censored myself again.
Are you for real?
I don't remember.
Okay, wrapping it up, Mr. 187, yeah? I got 3 questions from Mama fans.
All right.
Yeah. So, the first one is from Chipego.
Okay.
So Chipego says, Why did you run away from a J-Cash feature?
From a J-Cash feature? Which one?
And then he just said, why did you run away from a J-Cash feature? Is J-Cash on the album?
No, J-Cash is not on the album.
Maybe that's why.
But if that's what that question means. So there's a song called "You're Not That Important." So that song was meant to feature J-Cash. I'll say it now. So we could add an option of featuring J-Cash or theZMB. But because of the tight schedule, when I was recording that song, the previous day I was with
theZMB.
I was with theZMB at some studio.
Okay.
So we chatted for about a couple of hours. So it was easy for me to say, since we are pressed for time, let me go to theZMB. Since one I didn't come my
Yeah.
So for convenience sake, I went with theZMB. But otherwise, the plan was to either put J-Cash or theZMB on it.
Great. This one is coming from Wami. And Wami says, why doesn't he headline shows, even small intimate shows?
But that stuff we've
I'm sure
been
he meant
doing
like
that.
I'm sure he meant like your own shows.
Yes, I remember with Amnesia, we did an unplugged event where it was me performing the album live instruments. It was at Levy. So quite a certain clientele that came through. So we've been doing things like that. It's only that the things that get a bigger buzz, but yeah, we've been doing that and we plan to do that more.
Okay, this one is for me. What happened to the Sakodi feature?
What happened to the Sakodi feature? I can't question such like I stay expect. Yeah, but management has been trying to get that feature done for the longest time now. It's something that is still in the pipeline. So to someone of Palace that, okay, he feature Yala Isa, but let's put out the music first. We can still do that feature even after dropping the album. And also, I can also say the same thing about lots of other features because Yengama features on the album, but for the sake of time, Yakaba in the coming singles.
But you managed to get away with it. This time, no one said, "Takuri international feature album." Everyone just said,
Takuri international feature. That's why we get much choose international.
Oh, wow. Okay. Next question. This is the last question. This one is from Peter Chalira. So he says, she knew you during the time you had beef.
Seriously?
Yes.
A lot of people know me from that time.
Yeah. So now he said, what's your relationship with XYZ?
What's my relationship? I would like to believe it's a very cordial relationship.
Okay.
Whenever we meet, we get to talk about lots of different things outside music. We've been to lots of different events.
Yeah.
Music industry no sana, so you can't really say but I feel that kasanga but you somebody sang concert. So yeah, I am glad we've put whatever happened in the past behind us. I would like to believe it's behind us. Yeah, so it's just a matter of respecting people, respecting their boundaries, even when fans try to put us against each other too much. But on that, no, the industry has gone soft. Everyone is getting along. But yeah, there's a time for everything. Us, we played our part. In when it comes to things like beef, when it comes to things like these songs, I cannot spend my whole career just doing these songs for different artists. Because in as much as hip hop is a very competitive sport, and I like it like that as well. We have to draw a distinction between competition and just wanting to harm someone, because it easily gets to it easily gets to that, and that's the type of energy that no one wants around.
No.
Yeah, it's bad for business, it's bad for our image.
Yes.
So, kurako failure yako, but sometimes masula faith into, because you know to say it might escalate to levels that you all don't want.
Yeah.
Yeah, so otherwise that's that.
Thank you so much, Mr. 187. I appreciate
Appreciate
your time.
you having me here.
Yeah.
It's been a wonderful time. 1 hour 30 minutes. Yeah?
Only 1 hour 40.
Yeah, so I've had fun.
Wow.
And I hope you had fun as well.
I had fun.
Yeah.
I was hoping you'd say, hope you're going to invite me again.
Oh yes, most definitely. Otherwise, Broke Nolunkumbwa out on all major streaming platforms. The album is on Boomplay. Zambia Talks on Boomplay. It's on Apple Music, it's on Spotify, it's on iTunes, and Ambi Fiama platforms. We are going to be doing physical copies for like our that elite fans, but physical copies for our special people. I want to talk about at least to have a autograph. I still appreciate Kaidi, you can't sign on an online copy.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are making physical copies even in a time when people said we've done away with CDs. So Broke Nolunkumbwa is out.
Yeah.
So go check it out.
I know we say bye. Just one last question and we've already closed the show. Like, away from the music, what do you want to be remembered as?
I want to be remembered as the person I was. I want to be remembered for like, remember me for my experiences with you.
Okay.
Don't remember me for anything else or the image. I might have a clean image, but it was totally something. It was totally different. So I would want to be remembered for how I made you feel.
Nice. Nice, Mr. 187. Thank you so much.
Awe.
I appreciate it. You just don't understand, guys. 3 good or 2 good years. 2.5. Thank you so much to everybody who took time to watch this episode. We appreciate it. We finally had the guts. Okay, wait. Messi or Ronaldo?
Messi what day? Every day. Namuturo.
That's how we go. Remember to subscribe. I've been your girl, EDNA, the People's Pay. This has been ZMBTalks.